As seen on Shaw TV 10, the University of Saskatchewan is celebrating 100 years of Huskie Athletics. Among the festivities is the Top 100 Moments, which chronicles great achievements from athletes and teams past. It's a wonderful idea, but for obvious reasons, the series relies mostly on old stills and anecdotes. The 2010 men's basketball team doesn't have that same problem. Underdogs, a new 90-minute documentary, follows their journey to the first national title in school history.
It wasn't the first time this team came together. They were united as they coped with the loss of their teammate Brennan Jarrett, who passed away in December of 2008. Brennan Jarrett was more than just a teammate. He was a friend, a brother, an inspiration to all, and this championship was certainly dedicated to him.
You know, the fact that he passed it in December of 2008, the team was reeling. They didn't know, they'd sort of lost their way the rest of that season. And Greg's own admission was they had a mediocre season that year. You know, you deal with that tragedy, you try to get through it. And to watch the team go through that, and then all of a sudden the next season they've got a purpose. You know, they had BJ embroidered onto their jerseys, and he was sort of a focal point. And the Jarretts were so intimately involved in changing this room. They took a tragedy and turned it into a triumph.
As Symes immersed himself in that season, he says there was no end to the compelling storylines.
David and Gly's story of having this 500 team at Christmas and then all of a sudden going on this huge run, 17 of 18 wins in a row. That's not an accident. There's something happening, and it was almost like divine intervention all the way through. And it's sort of like truth is stranger than fiction. And so when you watch it, you go, this was kind of crazy. This is interesting. I can't believe that happened. And it all just sort of fits together. And Greg is pretty philosophical about it. He believes that all these things happened for a reason. It just took him to the next level. Whether it was, you know, Nolan missing the 2 free throws against UBC in the Canada West semifinals, and then they go on a 19-2 run. And Greg felt that was providential. It made their team tougher, and it helped solidify their psyche so that they could win at the next level.
Seeing the finished production was special for the team's starting point guard, Michael Linklater.
It brings chills, you know, and it brings me right back to that moment of what we were doing and how we were feeling at that moment in time. And, you know, it's a little bit sad in a way because, you know, that time has passed, you know, and we've moved on. And just wishing that, you know, we kept every bit of that moment, and we're glad that, you know, it's been documented. So, you know, when I see that, feelings come out, and I, you know, express my emotions when I see that.
And not many days go by that he isn't reminded of the landmark win.
Yeah, you know, I've been able to travel a lot across Canada, and I bumped into people, you know, as far as BC and Edmonton, Ontario, and you know, they're still congratulating me because they hadn't seen me, you know, so they shake my hand and say congratulations. And, you know, I still get, you know, I've been nicknamed the champ, you know, around with close friends and peers. So, yeah, you know, it's not every day reminded of what we did. And, you know, now years after, it's actually sinking in of how big of a deal it was.
After a stint with the Edmonton Energy of the International Basketball League, Linklater is back at home doing some motivational speaking and working on his own basketball development company. He and his 4 children have a nice starting 5 in the making.
Yeah, well, they're already actually in. He's a pretty good dribbler himself. This guy's tearing up his age division right now. So, yeah, we got our team and we're set. We're ready for tournaments.
For Shaw Sports, I'm Matthew Prefontaine.